I've got a question for you, and I want you to be honest with me. Does your business partnership program go beyond snacks for your postie and contra with your local pub? I hope so. Forrester found out that brands with mature partnership programs grow revenue twice as fast and see 28% of their revenue come from emerging partnerships. I'd love to see your local pub do that for you. To get a kickstart and partner with some of the world's most credible content creators, influencers, mobile apps, and other brands on a performance basis, check out Impact, a technology company transforming the way we do partnerships at scale. Visit impact.com/growth.
Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get through your Friday. Here's your host, Bushy.
Today's checkout features Keira Rumble, the mastermind behind Krumbled Group. Krumbled Group is the umbrella for a number of brands, including Krumbled Foods, Habitual Beauty, Beauty Bites, and the most recent Mini and Me. Manufactured in-house, sold D2C, as well as through partners such as Chemist Warehouse, Adore Beauty, and Sephora, Keira has built an entrepreneurial empire from her kitchen, turning a personal health journey into a thriving business or businesses. In this ep, we hear about the wildest thing she's bought for content. Hint, it involves a child-sized forklift. She tells us the tech she can't live without and how she juggles 3 brands while juggling a young family and taking care of herself. Keira, welcome to The Checkout. We've had a great conversation talking about your 3 brands in the Krumbled Group and your amazing journey so far from everything you've done and the lessons that you've learned from taking advertising in-house, doing your own manufacturing, and working with retailers, including Sephora and Adore Beauty and Chemist Warehouse, really shaking up the game, which has been awesome to hear. But I've got 5 quick questions for you. Number 1, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
Probably the child forklift that I had to buy for content that my toddlers drove, and then we didn't realize that it actually drove when my toddler pressed the accelerator button and nearly ran over my daughter, who is 1.
Would have made good content.
Yes, but I was the one that was standing in front of the forklift with the camera. So, yeah, that was a really interesting purchase. That the things that we buy for content is just, very questionable sometimes.
Get a few forklift driver licenses for the family and away you go.
Yeah.
Capacity issue solved. Number 2, which retailer has most inspired you recently?
Because I obviously have small children, I get served ads for clothing, and one clothing company called Goldie and Ace, they do really good licensing of clothing. So I've been suckered in massively, and licensing is something that we're definitely exploring for one of the brands. So I really am fascinated with how they've done that, and they've just grown their social following so much lately, and the ability to drop so many drops and so many new launches lately has just been, they've hooked me every single time.
That's cool. We were talking in the main episode around the work that you've been doing with E-commerce Equation and some of the other founders that you've been able to meet and meet there. Have there been any connections that you've made through that group that have really stuck with you?
Oh, there's been so many. The girls, Karina Irby, I love everything that she does, the Lust Minerals, even just brands like a small, beautiful brand called Anchor and Arrow that do these beautiful clothing for kids that she's on the Northern Beaches. There's so many brands in there that it's just, every brand that I know really love it. So, so many brands.
That's awesome. All right, number 3, name a piece of tech that you or your e-commerce business couldn't live without.
A tech that I have recently discovered for Black Friday last year was Milanote. So it is a web-based app. It also has an app, but I don't really use the app. And it's really great because I'm very much a visual learner. So you kind of can create your own boards. And I use this to create our sales identity or, if we've got a shoot coming up. So I use everything and visualize it. So that's been really helpful. And the team are very visual learners too. So, we really, really rate that.
So it's like mood boards?
It's like a mood board meets Pinterest, but you can add notes next to it. So when I'm trying to brief the girls in for different types of content, I'll write notes or say, okay, I really liked what we did here, but this didn't convert as well. So let's try and do this sort of angle. So it's a really great way to visualize and map out things.
That's cool. Beats a stale Microsoft Word template any day, right?
Yeah.
That was Milanote?
Milanote, yeah.
Okay, cool. Lovely. Thank you. Great share. Can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
Well, this is a book that is very relevant to our main episode. It's called Buyback Time. I ironically haven't finished because I am trying to find the time, but it's a really good book.
Okay. And what drew you to that? Obviously,
I was recommended it, and because I keep on, saying I don't have enough time, but I do have enough time. It's just about trying to be smarter in terms of how I prioritize my day.
Okay. When you do find yourself with a lot more time in your journey, you talked about you need to write a book from all the lessons that you've learned in business. Do you think you would ever do that? Yeah,
definitely. I actually have a book that's nothing to do with business that we'll be launching in 2 years because, books take forever to write and publish.
Yep.
So I've learned. Can't say yet, but it's very much within the space of what I do. But I would love to. I think I need just a little bit more experience under my belt, but definitely a book on, definitely not what not to do.
Love it. All right. Last question I've got for you, Keira. What is your biggest challenge today? I feel like I know the answer.
Maybe I shouldn't answer time.
Apart from time, what is your biggest challenge today?
One of the biggest things that I have been struggling with since becoming a leader and having more staff is trying to understand how to be a leader and how to be a boss. And so one thing that I've actually started to do is do an analysis of all of my staff's brain and doing the HBDI brain analysis to try and learn where our strengths are. And so I've got a really, really high creative brain, but then also very much I make my decisions based on numbers and analytics. My output in terms of what I can and can't do quickly and efficiently is quite low.
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Well, so my green brain, so I can't implement things. And I think that takes it back to my ADHD brain. So my EA is very, very green. And so she takes what I need to do and does it for me.
Gotcha.
And so I think learning and having that understanding about how my team's brains work allows me to be a better understanding boss. So one of the girls, when she's going through something emotional, something stressful, her creativity slightly dips. And so it's about how can I best support her during, whatever she's going through. And it's about having that communication. And I think, trying to understand how staff work is a really huge thing. And it's what half of my day is.
It's such a good exercise to do, and it does generalize a little bit, but usually it gets it pretty right. Like I remember doing it, back when I was in corporate and I was super high red. So everything to me was just task driven, just get stuff done, tick, tick, tick. And just doing that exercise with my team made me realize how much, my wife would agree with this, how much emotional support was lacking. You know what I mean? So it's about actually the tasks to them aren't that important. It's the support. So to me, that was a big slap across the face.
Yes, that's like Anthony's. Yeah, when he's stressed, he flatlines on the personal sort of side of things. And but, doing that educational and that understanding then allows me to go and tell the girls downstairs or the guys downstairs, hey, when he's stressed or we've got a deadline, he'll walk straight past you and won't say hello. That's nothing to do with you. That's just him.
Yeah. It's just a great exercise to do just to kind of realign the team. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you so much. Keira, it's been lovely chatting with you. Thank you for joining us on The Checkout.
Thanks so much.
To hear our full chat of Keira's story, jump back into episode 452, where Keira talks about turning personal health challenges into booming businesses. She gives us the lowdown on what happened in some of the legal battles that has been one of the major challenges for her and her business, and talks about how she's built brands from scratch. It's a really inspiring look at what it takes to grow a business from the ground up while staying true to your vision.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep adding to cart.